Welcome back to the show. This is Foot in Mouth. I am joined by my good friend Caleb. Caleb, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, pal.
I think the question on everybody's mind right now is, are you vaccinated? No, I'm joking, though.
Nigga, fuck you, bro.
Thank you for coming to the show tonight. Obviously, a Man United supporter, and we have catered to him by putting a poster of the GOAT up on my studio along with a scarf. Just to remind you that he supports Manchester United. And
If the t-shirt didn't tell you anything.
so, Caleb, first things first, transfer business.
Yeah.
You must be happy. For one reason in particular.
There's one reason I'm really happy. Obviously, it's so obvious. Varane came. I'm joking. Cristiano Ronaldo's back. I've been waiting for that for about, 12 years now.
He's been your favorite player, no?
He's been my favorite player since I was like walking in nappies. Before he was born, he was my favorite player.
You just didn't know it yet.
I didn't know it, bro. He didn't know it either. But transfer window, kind of happy, kind of disappointed. I'm happy that we've got Varane in. Very experienced centre back. I feel he'll bring out the best in Harry. People always hate him.
Well, finally,
Harry.
as a partner.
Exactly. I don't think we've seen the best of Harry Maguire yet. And I feel like that partnership's gonna just lift these spirits a bit. Sancho, I was very excited 2 seasons ago for the signing. But I'm kind of glad Ronaldo came because I don't think Sancho has warmed up to the Prem yet. So
Not yet, eh?
Not yet. He's been struggling. But I still wanted my CDM. I didn't want Declan Rice. I wanted it in Didi. I don't like British tax. Deckers is 100 and Didi we could probably get for 35, 40 more. With 100 I might as well go for Casemiro.
So that was like that's the one blip in the window for you.
Yeah, that's the one blip.
That's the
one
you still left
position.
the thread.
Bro, please don't say that name in front of me. Please don't say that name in front of me. No hate, Fred. I don't hate people. You still have a place in my heart, bro, but nah, you're not the one. Anderson. I'll take Anderson back, bro. In all honesty.
Oh my gosh. I just remember those dreadlocks bouncing around uselessly on the pitch.
Yeah.
But Fergie liked him.
Fergie
Liked Anderson, bro.
You know what the thing is? All the Portuguese players, they have a say in the Brazilians playing. I think that's the thing because they've got that connect.
No?
I think Ronaldo had a good relationship with Anderson, and I see Fred really like walks up to Bruno on his ass every single game. So I think that's that connect. It's a Portuguese connect.
Away. And it continues today.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm obviously an Arsenal fan.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
I thought you were Spurs boy.
Thanks, guys. That's the show. I just want to just tell me, especially now, with the return of Ronaldo and all the good that's going on that side. What is it like to be a Man United fan right now?
It's confusing.
This far into...
It's actually confusing. It's like, Ronaldo is a caliber of a signing, but it's just so sad that there's just one position on the field that is ruining this whole experience.
This might stay on Fred's case.
It's not just Fred. I feel like we have the depth to play other people there. There's Donny van der Beek. There's Nemanja Matic. Fair enough, Matic is getting old, but he can handle a 90-minute. And all his excuses, he can't play week in, week out, like with 3 games a week. But I think he can play in the Prem every week. Matic can hold his own.
He's a machine. He's been a machine.
Exactly. And if you must play players like Matic, he can stand alone at the back. We don't need the double pivot. So it's like we have all these great signings, but the problem is we can't utilize them because we're having to play Pogba on the left wing to, accompany Fred and his buddy Scotty because they are, passion merchants. So we just play passion merchants. We don't play winners. We play passion merchants in this club. So that's the issue for me. Pogba is a world-class centre mid. And I'm sure as an Arsenal fan, if Pogba said, I want to come to Arsenal, you're
100%.
never going to say no.
I would take him.
You would take
In a
Smith Rowe
heartbeat.
out your team. Come on. Not out of
I'd
your
take,
out of your team,
I
out the
would take
starting 11.
Granit Xhaka out the team.
Okay, Xhaka, fine. But still, it's your captain, bruh. So, I mean, it just shows you the caliber of him, and we're having to play him out of position. You don't see France playing Paul Pogba on the left wing.
That's true.
So,
I mean, I think it's the same thing with you've seen it before. Like, okay, obviously this is years ago, but like with Lucas Podolski, one thing that I'm kind of obviously all love for Wenger, but I love Lucas Podolski.
Same.
And I used to get so annoyed seeing him on the left wing.
Oh
at
my
Arsenal.
days.
Because like
I never understood that, bro.
He could play there, but when you looked at his goal scoring record, especially with Germany,
Bruh, he's
like
one of the best
all of his
finishers
goals
in the world.
dude, as a striker, you know what I mean? Oh, I used to get so annoyed with things. So I feel you. in, the idea of a manager playing a player out of... Because it's frustrating, especially when it's to accommodate something that you consider is mediocrity.
Exactly. And the thing is, Pogba isn't even playing on the left wing. He comes in so narrow. So we're actually playing two cams, if you think about it. With an open wing and Luke Shaw's overlapping there. So why not just play one CDM and play Pogba next to Bruno? They've got that connect, they've got that chemistry. And open up that space to a Rashford when Rashford comes up. Open it to a Greenwood now while he's in form.
Watch out, Ollie.
Sancho. I might just take your job, bud. I respect you as a football player and I respect Ollie's recruitment, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ollie has turned our team around in terms of recruitment. There were so many issues in our team for many years at United since Ferguson left. I've always wanted a right back, a centre back partnership. Luke Shaw to come out of his shell, a cam, Bruno's there now, better strikers. And I also wanted to see the youth, and I think Ole has really incorporated that spirit back into our team.
Yeah.
There is you can feel it's United again. You can feel that spirit in the dressing room. You can see Pogba's happy now. We've got our cam in Bruno. We've got a right back, a brilliant right back. I don't care what people say about he can't cross. He can cross, Wan-Bissaka. Just not as good as Trent, obviously.
Yeah.
But he has his moments, and he defends extremely well.
No, for sure.
We've been playing...
He's such an all-rounder.
Exactly. Valencia's a goat. I respect Valencia, one of my favorite players at United. And the effort he took to come from right wing. People forget Valencia was killing it on right wing.
Yeah.
He was the number 7 at one stage. And for him to convert to a right back and the work he did, well done.
It was very seamless. Yeah. He didn't look like he needed to adjust. He was. But that's what I like players like that who are like, professionals through and through. The manager tells you what they need and you just say... Yeah, bro. Yeah. That dude, like he's a bit of a legend, eh?
But he doesn't get the respect.
Like that's the thing. I obviously he wasn't the best player
in that team.
Yeah, he wasn't.
But I would take him now.
He wasn't
even Nani. I'd take Nani now, bro.
My biggest problem with Nani was that he always thought that he's playing with a bunch of fucking telepathics because he would do these just flick on passes, but it's like, who are you passing to, bro? Like, they don't know you going for that.
And
like,
you're trying to do that with Berbatov, bro. Slow poison. You can't do that with slow poison, bro.
Listen here, I love Berbatov.
Bro, me too.
That man's ball control was out of this world. His finishing, that man was just class.
Do you know what I love about him? He doesn't waste his time. If that's a shit pass, sorry for my language, it was a shitty pass, and if it's not, you know what I mean? If he knows he's not going to finish it, he doesn't waste his time chasing.
Yeah, he's clinical. He's
a clinical finisher. People hated watching him play, but I mean, it's goals. At the end of the season, it was goals.
Yeah,
we had the best attack in football under Ferguson. And I think that Ole has the ability to bring it back, but he's forgetting one important thing. We've got the players. He was a great striker. People sleep on the fact that Ole was a great striker.
I mean, he's the reason there's such a thing as a super sub. Like that man, I think he pretty much coined the phrase. Like,
yeah, I mean, how much minutes did Ole even play per season? If you think about it,
I don't know, but he was lethal.
Bro, he was lethal. He didn't even have to play a lot of minutes. There was times. Look at the Champions League final, for instance. That treble season. Bruh, just imagine being a Bayern Munich fan those days. You obviously, I mean, Bayern Munich had a brilliant squad.
Yeah.
Oliver Kahn was a keeper of note. I'll never disrespect that man.
He's a big reason why I love German players so much.
Yeah, and look at their technical play in Bayern Munich. They set up to play for Germany.
Yeah.
Beautiful team, great structure. Look at that goal. They set up well. They scored their goal. They came for what they came, and they sat. But, I mean, look at what they did in 6 minutes. That's why I love Man United, They've got this never say die attitude. That is something we had under Ferguson. And that's why they coined the phrase Fergie time. We never gave up, man. I feel like Man United lost that element until Ole has come back. And that's
this
one
is
thing
Ole's third season, no?
Third season. He just hasn't won anything. But let's not forget how long it took Ferguson to win something.
Yeah, for
4 or 5 seasons.
For sure.
So I just think people need to be patient with him. But at the same time, with Fergie, you could see his vision. I see Ole's vision as well.
Yeah.
With the players, his brought in players, he has the deadweight he has released. But I just feel that tactically, Fergie, you could see what Fergie wanted to do, and he could adjust his game.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm glad you brought up the word patience, because I've got this perception that, like, I feel like social media, as good a thing as it is, I feel like social media has made it virtually impossible for clubs to build in the right way. Because, look, fans demand excellence, especially if you're a fan of a club as big as Man United,
Arsenal, Chelsea.
Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like, they demand
Liverpool's
excellence.
Not a big club. They think they're a big club.
The fans, you can't, as a business, obviously, in an ideal world, you can see through your plans as you want to. You know what I mean? And I feel like back in the day, you had more leeway to do that.
Yeah.
People could develop and managers
There
could
was no
develop
phones, there was no
tactics.
Instagram. Like even this
Yeah.
hate that they put on. Like look here, I dislike Fred, but I never ever post hate.
Like hate
towards
speech,
players.
yeah.
I hate that about social media. Social media has been such a great tool for us to connect with players as a fan and to connect with the club and see what's actually happening inside the club. But what I hate about social media is the negative aspects. I don't like this thing of bringing players down when they make mistakes.
It's madness.
Especially young players, bro.
It's
The
madness.
Fodens,
bro.
the Greenwoods, the
Yeah.
suckers. There's so much pressure on young talent. Even
Yeah.
Sancho, people are forgetting that Sancho is like 20, 21 years old.
Dude, and that's my thing. I get very frustrated when people will just bash a player. Because I'm always like, look, if you feel this cock after that loss, can you imagine how the players who actually lost are
Bruh,
feeling?
and you think they don't see those things, bro. They
Yeah,
see those
they're
things,
not
bruh.
playing to lose. I'm sorry, football players are professional athletes. Like, the last thing I want to do is lose. So when a
They wanna
team
win.
loses, and some fans act as if their sole purpose in life is to go out on that pitch and disappoint, I get so fucking annoyed.
Bro, I
Like,
understand.
and look, and that's the thing. Social media, like you say, it's got so many benefits, especially in football. Football itself is a community.
Yeah.
Now you get like there's so many platforms that you can choose from. You know, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Twitch, there's whatever, and you can further
TikTok.
connect. TikTok can further connect the footballing community, you know? And yet there's so much toxicity.
Bro, that's what I hate about this thing.
Oh,
And it's just there's so much
bro.
flip-floppers, bro. Look at Ronnie, for example. Ronnie almost went to City,
Oh yeah.
but no one did the research behind it. I'm a Ronaldo fan through and through. I study that guy. I study his game. And I know him. I know what he's about. I even know someone that knows him personally. So I'm a mega fan, bro. So I connect with these people who were in the dressing room and stuff. And they say that, man, bro, like people don't understand what a heart that bro is.
No.
And people were gunning him already. You're going to City for money. But what no one speaks about is that Juventus actually pulled a sneaky move. Them and the agent. They only offered him to City. So now everyone goes, Ronaldo's, he's this
And
clown.
they paint the narrative.
They gun him.
Yeah, the narrative that comes out is that Ronaldo wants Man City.
Exactly.
Like,
And no one speaks about his agent convinced him to go to City because of the deal.
yeah.
And then Ferguson actually got in touch. But here's my point.
Well, everyone. I saw Ferdinand also. Rio Ferdinand
Ferdinand,
said that he was straight
Ferguson.
on the phone.
Evra, Vidic, Bruno Fernandes all played a part in that. But my point is this. Social media, they quick to gun, they quick to jump. And then as soon as Homie comes back, all those people that gunned him, I was patient, bro.
Back
I
on
said
the
nothing.
bandwagon.
I was gutted, bro. I was extremely
You did
gutted
take it
because
like a champ, I will say.
I was gutted, bro, because I knew he's gonna go there. It wasn't like, he might go. There were people from
It was
City.
pretty much done and dusted.
Next
I
day he was gonna
expected
sign. Yeah. So the thing is this: people gunned him.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't wait. They didn't check. Okay, no. That's the problem with social media. Now Mans is like being gunned down and stuff. Now he signs for United. Viva Ronaldo. Everyone's on the bandwagon. I hate that. I don't like flip-flops, bro. And that's what social media has brought out. And that's why clubs can't build. Clubs can't build because here's the thing. Why I like Ole? Ole looks like someone with a long-term purpose. He's
Yeah.
not like these modern coaches. I respect Jose Mourinho. I respect your Contes, the Saudis. But they're not like Arteta and they're not like...
Yeah,
Ole.
look, these are
Those
new age
guys,
managers. I mean,
They're going to come for 3 years, win a Champions League or win a title and then leave. I don't want that, bro. I want the reign again, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want us to build up to a point, we win a league, Ole leaves, or we win the league with Conte or someone and then he leaves. And
yeah,
then
you
have
want
to
the
bloody
legacy. You don't want
rebuild
you don't want
again.
short-term success. You want a
Exactly.
legacy. That's the. I mean, look,
what
like
happened
now
to that, bro?
Yeah, exactly. But that's also why I say social media and taking the aspect of patience is gone. Like, look, I know Lampard wasn't doing a great job. I definitely know he wasn't doing the best job.
And his recruitment wasn't the best.
And his recruitment, but like something like that, like you look at a club like Man United who stuck with Ole, even though things didn't always look great, they stuck with Ole. At Arsenal, we stuck with Arteta. Lampard, it was so quick to
It was
get him
like a
out
year.
the
What is
like
it, a year?
it was so quick to get him out the door.
That's
and
disgusting.
again, obviously Chelsea they were definitely better off with Tuchel.
Yeah, because he's more tactical.
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
point is Lampard could have grown into that role.
He could have.
His signings weren't too bad. It's just that I feel like there was no plan. Because how many midfielders and strikers are there already in Chelsea?
Yeah.
Why didn't he fix the defensive problem? He should have signed the Thiago Silva early. He should have signed, a right back, a proper right back. Or he should have grown Reece
And
James
look,
already.
even if he didn't have his eyes on players like those, I think one thing you can say is that he at least gave Tuchel something
To work
really good to work with.
Exactly. So Tuchel gets all the praise, obviously, because of social media. He came and won the champs. But people don't talk about the build-up.
Because people they care about the stats,
Who got
bruh.
them? Who got them to the finals?
They care about numbers, bruh. Tuchel has one Champions League title to his name. That's all that matters.
And how do
bruh.
Chelsea fans go on? Like
That's
they won a
all-
bloody treble.
Well, look, I would.
Most of them.
I
would also.
I can understand.
I mean, it's been years since we won a cup. But my point, like I always say to you and JJ, I mean, Arsenal, you guys have won stuff, right?
How many years has that been?
It's been a while. But look, we won a FA Cup, what, 3 years ago? 2 years
2
ago.
years ago.
2 years ago.
Arsenal won the cup 2 years ago, but I still said that time, winning cups isn't convincing for me. It's the small stuff, the transitional play. Are we getting better at the small stuff? What are the players doing off the ball? How fluid are we up front with all these guys in the team? Are we giving away sloppy goals like that? The reason we got kicked out of that FA Cup where you guys beat Chelsea was because Dyer was sloppy. He had lack of confidence. Attack was fluid. Things were going well, but for me, it's like, what's the point of winning a cup if next year you're not going to retain it?
Yeah.
Or you're not, if your team isn't really growing. Because cups, we all know the secret. You go all out to the last few games, you rest the league, you're not going to go for the league. You're just going to push your team,
And you spend money.
and there's a bit of luck in it.
Luck's always in a play
Luck
part.
is on your side.
Luck is always in a play
So
play
I don't
part.
care about cups right now. I want to see my team progress. And I will say this. Ole has progressed the team since the first season. First it was with the signings,
Yeah.
filling those pockets, bad spaces. Then it was like from the first game, you could see a difference in our style.
No.
We were confidently attacking non-stop. I mean, it wasn't, I won't call him a dappy team because there's no such thing as a dappy team in the Premier League.
Not in the
Everyone can challenge in terms of like from say top 6 downwards.
Yeah.
They can challenge for
And
those
it's
spots.
growing. That bracket is
6 to
getting
20.
bigger because so many teams are just improving and
Look
improving.
at West Ham, Leicester City. You know what I'm saying? So
Even
there's-
Everton, bruh. Everton,
bro. I'm just disappointed in them now.
Yeah.
They let James go. I mean, that man gets so much.
I
flack, so
I
much
was
disrespect.
reading today actually that he's apparently got a piss poor attitude, eh?
Is it?
Apparently he left because he was told that he's gonna have to fight for his place at Everton, and he was like, "Nah." Like,
That explains.
obviously
Real
it's
Madrid
all
buying.
hearsay. These are nothing but rumors. I don't know the man personally, but you know. Look, you brought up obviously seeing the differences that Oli has made now, and with the new signings and stuff. So we're 4 games into the season. Are you happy with what you've seen? Because obviously it hasn't been perfect. I'm just talking league now, excluding Champions League. We're focusing just on the league.
Yeah.
In terms of the league, from what you've seen in these 4 games, have you seen signs of promise? Have you seen? Obviously, I don't think you've seen enough improvement yet by your standards. But I mean, by the club standards, not yet. But are you seeing that they are going in the direction that you are?
Yes.
100%
Okay.
behind?
What I will say is, and that's another thing Ole has fixed. When we concede and look at last season, we broke that away record from going down and then coming back. That is something we've struggled with under other managers, under Louis van Gaal, David Moyes, Jose Mourinho as well. Once we go down, the team just loses their momentum.
Yeah.
Even though we're playing well. So like West Ham, prime example. First 20 minutes, we were at them, bro. Ronaldo was doing the 17-year-old sambas he used
Yeah,
to
it was
do.
great, eh?
He was doing some mad stuff. Bruno was pinging passes out of nowhere. And we looked good, but then we go down, we concede 1-0, and the team usually will go down and we'll lose. We'll just sit and then we lose. So, in terms of that,
You
I
got
think
that fight
we've
back
got
now.
that fight back. We coming back, and people can say, Ronaldo just scored tap-ins. The thing is, we never had someone to do that before.
And a goal is a goal.
A goal is a goal, bro.
As much as people want to go, oh, it's just a tap in. It's like,
But
bruh.
Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, they had no one to show them that. Since Cavani has come in and since Ronaldo has come in, I've really seen an improvement in the movement of Greenwood as well. We all know he's going to be a lead striker, left foot, right foot, any foot. That boy has got talent. But it's those little things, those little runs. Like Lukaku even added him in. Those runs, you know, those are so important as a striker. The finish, the tap-ins. Where are you after the rebound?
yeah,
Those types of things you can't learn from each other if you all don't know what you're doing.
exactly.
So I think Ole is
He's
smart.
brought the
He's
cohesion
brought
back
cohesion
there to the
bro.
team, yeah.
So in terms of like, I'm not even worried about this first 4 games in terms of our direction.
It's very
because
early in the season.
Not only that, because our proper first team hasn't ever played together yet. Rashford's been injured. We haven't seen the field with, like, say for instance, Shaw, Dyer,
All at the
Varane,
same time, yeah.
Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Sancho,
Bruno.
Pogba,
I feel you.
Rashford,
Yeah, I feel you.
and maybe Ronaldo, not maybe Ronaldo, or maybe.
So is
Cavani.
that's on paper that's your ideal 11?
That's my ideal 11, and then a CDM. I want one CDM. I don't want a double pivot. Or if
I-
you play
look,
a double pivot, I want Pogba on the right.
I remember we spoke all throughout the transfer window about Basuma
Yeah.
and how you like. I think United were also chasing him.
No, we were chasing him. He was supposed to sign first. Valencia told the club about him. The deal was this close. And then he went for his agent wanted more money.
Yeah.
I understand. That's football today. Money is money. You want your player to earn
Yeah.
money. You want to earn money.
But maybe you should go back for him. Something like maybe even in Jan, if you have the money and if you see you're at a position where you can go for it, then you know.
But now, why would we go for him now? After he's proven himself in the Prem, we didn't want to pay him that time. Now we're gonna pay more.
What was it? A 40 mil asking price, no?
It was like
In-
a
in-
35
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
but it wasn't that. It was the wages. He
Oh,
wanted more
okay.
wages.
I feel
he
you. I
wanted
feel
more than
you.
100 and something, and they weren't willing to pay more than 80 or something. So initially he agreed to that. He wanted to come. He was keen because Valencia told him about the club and just the culture. And then his agent flipped the switch, bro. You know. So
Fucking
I was
agent, eh?
Bruh, it was a Mina Riola move. Bruh. I swear Mina Riola is that guy's agent or his
Mina.
agent's agent.
Yes,
But
bruh.
it's just disappointing that football, like, we obviously, people will say, footballers earn more than medics. Bro, we don't go to the hospital and get entertained by medical people.
that's true. That's true.
They earn the money because they entertain people. They bring
And look,
market
they
value.
earn as much as people decide they because of how much money fans pump into the
and they
sport.
generate
Like,
into
it's-
it.
yeah.
And it's media.
It's too much. I think it's too much money.
It
but,
is too much, and
but
it's
I
ruining the
mean,
game, but it's part of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
not only if you don't, I don't like the fact that you have to spend to retain now. Like, you have to spend a whole lot of money just to
the
challenge.
bank.
That's a bit unfair because before the Prem was about your tactical play. That's why teams like Burnley could challenge teams
Even
like
Stoke, boy.
Stoke was challenging.
I
Back
mean, I
in
know
the
that's
day-
like a saying with but can you do it on a rainy night in Stoke
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's a thing. Like
Yeah, look at that. But now the thing is, money is everything, and you understand what players want to earn. They are humans. They need
Oh,
to
yeah.
earn their money. They worked hard. People don't realize the effort they put into their physical being. What it costs them. An injury can cost them how many days, how many weeks of not getting paid. So I understand that, but I don't like the fact that the agents are so in control over moves these days. Before it was more of a relationship thing. Like, I remember people used to say Ferguson would go to the players' houses and talk to
it
their
was a
mother
lot
and
more
their
personal.
father.
It was a lot more
Mother and
personal.
father
Yeah.
would see. Even Wagner. I mean, you do know that Ronaldo almost went to Arsenal, right?
Yeah, we all saw the interview. We all read the bloody stories.
I'm not talking about the PS one when he embarrassed himself. I'm talking about the one when Ronaldo said why he came. After that sporting game, he was about to go to Arsenal. Fergie went to his mom after the game and said, "Yo, your son is a gem."
Yeah, nah,
Intercept.
Fergie, one of a kind, bro. One of a kind. So look, in the league now, obviously you brought up the West Ham game. Now, I don't know about you. I didn't have to be a Man United fan to be utterly disgusted
In Atkinson
by.
and VAR. I'm just, bro. Look at, and even both ways, bro. There was times when they gave us a free kick and it was supposed to be this. I don't like that, bro. You know me. I don't like it if people
Bro,
are
that
diving
was
for
bad.
balls.
Even by like bad refereeing standards, that was.
I hated that,
bad.
bro. My thing is this. Look, I like the fact that the VAR rules are changed a bit.
Yeah.
You can't just dive and get a pen anymore. Last season it was ridiculous. You just touch someone and then they fell in the box. It's a pen.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hate that because I know that players are taught to dive.
It's a tactic.
It's a tactic, but it's also to prevent injury.
Yeah.
But that's a bit reckless, bro. And I'm just happy that that
got
is
the win.
changing. But the fact is, the previous game, you've given, on the same weekend, you've given a pen for something less.
You see it all the time.
Less
There's
aggressive
no
than that.
consistency with
That's
the
my thing.
officiating. And I'm like, that's the one thing. As much as we all want to say, the Premier League is the best league in the world.
Our officiating is the worst.
Bro!
We have the worst officials.
Bro.
I'm not even going to lie. Like, Liverpool fans will say a lot about United and VAR. But my thing is this, Bruno last season, I rewatched a lot of those pens that he got. Those were penalties. Like, I'll say 2 or 3 weren't penalties. Man's dived.
But look,
Rashford dived.
that's also always going to be down to opinion. Everybody is going to have.
And I'm a fan and I'll admit it. Martial used to run and dive. He used to look for those pens. But the other pens, they're part of the game. If you're going to go and tackle my bra in the box, you're supposed to get a penalty for it.
Yeah.
At least it's consistent. But don't come with, we pen merchants, bra. The thing is, those are the rules and they must apply to everyone.
Look, in a
You
game,
can't just
even,
not give us because we Man United.
even I was one of the oaks that would make the joke about, Penandes and all that stuff. But a goal is a goal. I would take penalties all day if it meant I'm
Mark
gonna win.
Noble couldn't even score a penalty the other day. So
And even the commentator was screaming that justice was served, eh?
Yeah.
The commentator in the game was like,
Bruh,
justice has been
the
served.
commentator was like, look here, there was 4 penalties that we were supposed to get, in my opinion. There was the Bruno one, but that was soft. The ball wasn't close to him. He was behind the defender. The ball was coming over across, and the defender didn't see him. I don't like that. That's not a pen. But the 2 Ronaldo ones, when he was dribbling, when he cut inside, he knocked the ball over. And that guy, he literally put his leg in front of Ronaldo to not get the ball.
Eh?
Right? So people saying Ronaldo was reaching for that. He wants him to do that so he can fall. But then you can also say that defender wanted to tackle him to stop him from getting a goal chance. So that's a pen, bro. Then VAR needs to be more like up it. Like if the ref doesn't see it as an offense, VAR needs to be able to overturn it and say no. Bro.
And they must do it quick.
And it needs to be even
Because
to
they
us,
stop
Prem.
the flow of everything.
Bruh,
Yes, yes.
That's the thing. And it needs to be consistent. If they're not going to give us that pen, they can't give Liverpool that pen.
Yeah.
How many times has
You've
Salah
seen it
done
a
that?
lot. You've even seen it with the way cards are given out in the league. But it really, really needs to be
Bro,
fixed.
and I'm not even going to blame Poole. That's not them. Salah has done it many times against us. I'm not going to blame Poole. You guys did it against us last season, the first game. It's part of the game. But I think my problem is not the teams and them diving. My problem is the ref not seeing what we sing. We all sing the same shit, bro.
Yeah.
How do you not see that and you viewing it from the same angle as us?
Look,
That's
you're
my
never
thing.
going to hear me admit that an Arsenal player dived against United. I'll deny it till my grave.
But you know they did it.
Listen. I'm denying everything,
And
boy.
then what happened after that?
So long as we get a win against Man United.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
all
also
that
say
fucking matters.
a Liverpool fan is as a Liverpool fan, we've never dived. I don't know.
No one-
I've never seen a dive
know
from
what
an
you're talking
Arsenal player. Like,
Yeah.
Nah, definitely. Arsenal are just the perfect. They're the angels in the league.
look, before you end up roasting me anymore,
Nah, I won't. Don't worry.
just from your perspective, how big has the impact of Ronaldo's arrival been? Ronaldo's return.
I mean, it made a big impact on the team. You can't deny it. The chemistry is still there. It's the same chemistry. But I just feel like he wants to win all the time. And the players, you can see it in him. Look at Jesse Lingard. 2-2.
Wow, eh?
I was upset that he came on after that beautiful assist against Young Boys. But he proved me wrong.
I actually wanted to ask about that. Do you feel that he redeemed himself after with that goal at West Ham?
Yeah. And you know what I respect about that boy? He didn't go and celebrate and do moonwalks and stuff.
Yeah,
He respected West Ham because they brought him through a tough time in his life.
Yeah, bro, and that's the
That's
thing.
his friend.
As a United fan, you know more than I do. But like things haven't been going great for him for a while. He's been going through a lot of personal stuff. And look, obviously, Arsenal will always have that towards him because the day he Millie rocked at the bloody Emirates. But I honestly, it's the weirdest thing. I am a big fan of his right now. I am a big fan, but I think I'm a fan of his growth as a player, as a person. So for a United fan, it must be that like times 10, that amount of pride that you must feel.
You know what I love about Lingard is he's homegrown first and foremost.
Yeah.
And I just love like his vibe, man. He's himself. On social media, he just, as a United fan, it's just like sometimes when your day is going like bad and you see this brat posting a TikTok or Instagram.
He's funny, bruh.
He's funny, bro. He makes your day.
He's
And
just
it's just nice
himself,
to
yeah.
see people not trying to be these prima donnas.
Yeah.
Like Pogba gets painted like that, but Pogba actually, if you follow him, Pogba is actually also one of those cats that are funny. So it would be like for me, if Pogba or Links must leave the club, but I'll feel gutted, bro, because I know they'll go to another club and shine. But I'll also just miss that feeling that they give to the fans, man. Like the interaction.
How do you feel about Pogba's contract situation, by the way? He still hasn't signed, eh?
But what I do feel is a few things feel different. Things really feel different about him. He looks a lot happier. I know I'm reaching here, but I've got a feeling he's going to extend or he's going to sign even more than that 1 year extension.
Positive signs?
I just feel that connection with Bruno is really growing. I think since Bruno came into the club and since he got to play with Bruno, because remember he was injured for a long time. When Bruno signed us, he was injured for a long time and Ole also wasn't playing him much. I mean, how do you not play Pogba? But anyways, those are the times when his agent was making noise and he would also say something. But since him and Bruno are playing together, you can feel like a bromance, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can feel that energy, like he really loves being here now.
Yeah.
You can see there's something happening.
So you think, you definitely leaning towards he will extend.
Yeah, I think Pogba always just wanted a project. That's the thing. He wanted a project. He wanted to see progress. And the Mourinho thing slowed it down. Well, he wouldn't be here without Mourinho. Mourinho signed him, but
But like the bigger picture.
The bigger picture, Mourinho slowed it down because Mo.
I don't look. His style of football is not. I don't think it's Pogba.
It's not
suited.
Pogba-esque, and I also don't like the way he treats players. That's not the United way.
I'll
bro.
never forgive him for the Schweinsteiger. How are you gonna keep that? Just let him leave, bruh. You were like holding him hostage in the youth team. like,
Bruh,
it's like
I
what?
don't like
I don't
that.
care what this man said to you. Like, damn.
Yeah, I don't like that. And also the way he treated Lukaku. Like, look here, I got annoyed with Lukaku because Lukaku will start the season off so well, 15 goals or something in a few games, and then rest of the season the man's like first touch is looking like Fred.
I've always thought his first touch is poor, but it's looking better at Chelsea, for my opinion.
That's
bro.
That's a Conte effect, bro. Look at him at
Yeah, he
Milan.
said that when Erlen was on the show last week, I was telling him about an interview I saw with Lukaku where he spoke about how Conte made him a more complete player, and it fucking shows.
Yeah,
Like,
brilliant player.
it's crazy. I think that he's definitely one to look out for. But do you think that anyone else in the league is going to get the golden boot ahead of him?
Him. What do you think?
You don't think Lukaku's in with the shout for the golden boot?
Harry
Yeah, we
Kane
all
is
know
too
it's Mo
consistent,
Salah
and
getting the
Ronaldo
golden
and
boot.
Harry
Salah.
Kane hasn't scored a goal in 4 games.
Bro, Harry Kane comes with a sauce end of season. You know that he's like Messi versus Eibar.
Bro, I don't know. Harry Kane is playing like someone that doesn't want to be there, if you ask me.
But for me, the class, you know what? Form is temporary, class is permanent, bro. So I feel if Harry pulls
You
his
think
socks
Kane's
up,
still going to be a favourite for the golden boot?
bro, I'll tell you now my list of players before Lukaku. Salah, and I hate Liverpool.
There we
Salah.
go.
Mane could outrun him. If
Yeah.
Mane pulls up his socks, Mane is a brilliant player. You guys never heard me say that. That's being cut out. Cristiano Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes. Bruh, people sleep on Bruno. People hate him.
Because he's a mid. Because he's...
Bruno
And he's a pen
literally...
merchant. The pen merchant.
Yeah, the pen merchant. But Bruno, literally, since he's come to the club, I think he's had a goal contribution with either goal or assist, or at least like solid chances created every single game since he's been here.
No, he's crazy. He's crazy. I
You
think
know?
there was a stat that like no player has created more chances in the league since his arrival.
Exactly.
Like it's...
And people, you know what? Like, I respect KDB. People misunderstand me with that, but I said since Bruno has come, I feel he's the more, like in terms of stats, he's a stat padder compared to KDB. I have to admit that. He's a stat padder. He'll
I
get
love
his
Kevin De
assist.
Bruyne, bro. That's...
He's got technique. You can't take away his technique. But Bruno, Bruno has literally lifted. Without Bruno, if Bruno never came to us, United, I don't see United going,
I feel
getting
you.
Sancho, getting the
I feel
Ronaldos, getting those players we got. Because he's really made an impact, and he was an instant impact.
Yeah.
Since he came to the club, he hasn't stopped. He's just been a machine, bro. I have to respect that.
Look, I wouldn't count him out because I think that this golden boot, there might be a surprise. I mean, look at how Antonio's playing at West Ham.
Yeah, Antonio's also one.
Antonio is having a...
Beastly boy.
Bro.
Bro, if Ings stayed, even if Ings stayed at
That's
Villa.
Southampton.
Oh, Southampton.
He's
Oh,
at Villa
Southampton,
now. He's
sorry.
at Villa now.
If Ings stayed at Southampton, I'd put him up
Yeah, he
there.
had a good season last season.
Bro, brilliant
He had a
player.
good season. Yeah, the golden boot, but you think it's Kane. You still think
I
that
don't think it's Kane, but Kane is up there.
just
over
not Lukaku.
Lukaku always, my thing is Lukaku must prove me wrong. In the Prem, he's always done this thing. Where
I think he
starts
needs
off
to
well.
prove you wrong in the big games.
Yeah. Not only the big games, just in general. Like, can he carry this out throughout the season? Because Lukaku has done this many a time. For us, 3 seasons in a row, Lukaku starts off well, you see more than 10
And then he
goals,
has a dip.
and then boom, gone. He just
I suppose it's one to watch, yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely one to watch.
I think Ronnie's going to be more consistent. Ronnie finds a goal. He scrapes a goal.
Yeah, but I mean, hasn't he scored in every appearance now?
Yeah, he scored 4 in 3. Yeah, Ronaldo.
What a player.
What a good.
What a player.
The king is back, baby.
Look, obviously it's only 4 games in, but before we started filming now, you had said very confidently that Man United are taking the lead. Do you stand by it?
No.
You-
It was banter. It was banter.
It's obviously too early to tell.
This is my thing. Ole has been consistent. First season, I think it was like, 4th? Second season, 3rd. And now he was like 2nd now, last season. So people sleep on Ole, bro. People sleep on him because he's not that manager that's forthright, out there, assertive. Doesn't just say what he wants to say. He doesn't have that character. People think he just sits on his bum and smiles, and he does that. But and even tactics wise, we all know. Ole has 4 tactics. Wan-Bissaka runs to the right wing, passes back to Pogba, immediate pass. Luke Shaw flies past the left wing, crosses in, pass to Bruno. See what Bruno does. We all know that.
Look at me, we see it at Arsenal with Tierney. Arteta's favourite tactic is just get the ball to
Get
Tierney
the
and
ball to
Tierney
Tierney.
bomb it into the box. But
That's my thing. So the thing is, we're limited in terms of tactics, and our transitional play is bad. But if we can fix that throughout the season, I don't see why we cannot challenge. I mean, it's all about, a lot of people think the Premier League winning, when you win a Premier, it's all about the glory games and like what Chelsea's doing now, 3-0. It's under Fergie. Look at Fergie. We never had the best of games, but we would scrape those 1-0s against the...
That's what wins your leagues, boy.
That's what wins the leagues, and your defense. So if we can fix that CDM role again...
Sorted,
we will go for it. You see, the problem is, what people don't get, the midfield is very important in terms of your transitional play.
Yeah.
Okay? They take the ball from defense, passes, especially with our style of play, we play out from the back, right? So if you're passing that ball to someone you're not confident in, Fred... He's not going to get that ball to Pogba.
Yeah.
And Pogba's not going to get that ball to Bruno. There's no fluidity. But when there's a Matic in the team, and even when we going from defense to attack,
It just gives that
he
little
stops
bit
the
more.
ball, you know what he's going to do. He's either going to play the ball immediately or he's going to slow the game down.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knows what he's doing. There's composure. So until we change that and until we can sort that out, I don't even think our defense is bad. I don't even think our attack is bad. Or our midfield in terms of our creative side of midfield. It's just that one thing stopping us. And that's gonna either make or break our season. That's either gonna be a close second again, or it's gonna
But
be
definitely gonna be in with a. I think you'll improve on last season.
We
and
will
last,
improve.
So
And
I
in
think,
terms
I
of the
think,
points
I
gap.
think you're in for a shout, yeah. I mean, look, obviously, I don't think Arsenal are. We're definitely not in the discussion for challenging for the title this season.
But I think you'll make top 4.
But like, yeah, dude,
challenge for top four.
I'm quietly optimistic. The first 3 games were bad, obviously. The Brentford loss was a shock.
That's a shock for me.
The Chelsea loss and the City loss, the performance was terrible. But like, the way I look at it now, that Chelsea game and the City game, I think if you had spaced those games out anywhere in the calendar year,
Would have been a
any
lot better.
Arsenal fan would have probably been like, you know what, we probably won't win that game. And they would have accepted the result and moved on. But because it was back-to-back, people got crazy.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm happy about seeing now is that we're starting to see these new signings who a lot of people criticized
Yeah.
being integrated into the team now.
Yeah, because I mean, like they know names who wants
That's
them.
the thing, and
No
because
one
of
else
how
went
much we
after them.
spent, you know what I
And
mean?
yeah, you
we
spent the most.
we spent the most money in Europe, like, which is crazy for Arsenal to be able to say. But now that we're actually seeing them be pushed into the team, I mean, Ramsdale, in my opinion, Leno has to fight for his spot now.
Yeah, Ramsdale has been consistent.
Ramsdale has
But-
been so good.
But who has he been so good against? That's my question to you as an
No,
Arsenal
I
fan.
feel
They've
you.
got the 2 games in a row now. The 2
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
But that's what I don't like. It's like we see these 2 wins even as a United fan, and then it's like against teams that we used to beat last
Yeah.
season. You know what I mean?
But look, that's why the result against Burnley was so big. I think that was a big performance for Ramsdale. Because Burnley have some physical motherfuckers.
Bro,
And they know how to really bully you in your box. But Ramsdale, what I like about Ramsdale is how he commands his area.
yeah. He's
That
very
space,
vocal.
that space is here, and you don't see that from Leno.
That's one thing I liked about Henderson as well, but there's no one for Dave, bro. People wanted Henderson, but Henderson made so many mistakes. for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
last
yeah.
season. I feel there's so many points we could have had, and we could have held on to that spot when we were 1st. We could have held on to it for a lot
Had it
longer.
not
I
been
didn't.
for-
I didn't think we were gonna win the league last season.
Yeah, but you could have done a bit better, you think?
Yeah, we couldn't have just bent it over and let City just ride through us on a train. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
So yeah,
But yeah, I
It's
I
so
do
simple
agree with
things.
you on the top 4. I think that Arsenal can push for top 4. Especially without European football, there's no excuses.
I don't see Spurs gunning it like they did last year. I think top 4. This is my top 4. I definitely see United there. We're consistently there.
Yeah.
We have to be there. City, come on. They spent £100 million on Jack Grealish. They have to do it. They can't not make top
Yeah.
4. Even if they come second or third.
No, yeah, that'd be an utter failure.
Yeah, Liverpool have to be there. Chelsea have to be
Always.
there. But I actually think Arsenal could.
We only finished 6 points behind 4th place last
Exactly.
season. So
And I think the thing is, Liverpool sometimes have these slips, and then they blame a player or they blame this, and
Yeah.
the clock goes on his tangent.
But yeah, every team kind of has those. But
They
just
have
I
those
suppose
moments.
not as like volatile as some fan
Yeah.
bases can get with
Liverpool
the.
is like Nasdaq, bro. They're up and down, and then they come out of nowhere at the end of the season. Boom. Deep
I look, obviously, wasn't so fun in the Champions League for you guys. The first game. Are you worried, or you think it was just a one-off dud?
I think it was a one-off dud, and I think it was just tactical mistakes.
No?
You can't take Ronaldo off. I know they wanted to rest him for the Prem. You cannot take Ronaldo off. He's a winner. Ronaldo will score you goals when you least expect it. Fair enough, Jailings has done that for us in the past 2 games now in the Prem. He's done well. And I don't blame him solely for that goal. because
Look, everyone was switched off.
exactly.
Everyone was
I
switched
don't
off.
blame
there.
him
But I
solely
think
for the
everyone was
goal.
just waiting for the final whistle to be blown.
Bro,
it was the end of the game.
Bro, I don't blame him for that goal. I blame the fact that we went and tried to play 3 defenders. They're not used to that system. You
But then
cannot-
again, that's Wan Bissaka's fault as well because he forced them into having to change up the whole. I mean, I don't understand why he made that challenge that got him sent off, and I don't think that's Ollie's fault.
Yeah, but they could have just kept. They had the low on the field. They didn't have to go with another centre back. They could have just.
You reckon?
I don't think they. Had
So you
to.
think Ollie played it too cautious?
He tried. What was he doing? Because we've seen this before. Look at us last season. Leipzig. Okay, we played the 3. We won at 5-0. Okay, but now PSG, we beat them with 4 at the back. Next game we try something different, and then they beat us because they're not used to playing together like that.
Yeah, not yet.
That changes the whole dynamic. If you have 2 centre backs, you know your space. Now you have 3. Your space is a lot less. You don't know who's commanding that area. And I think Harry also needs to command his area a bit more as the captain as well.
Well, Varane there should now help with that.
Yeah, but now the thing is, now you're playing Harry and Varane and you're bringing in another player there that they're not used to playing like that.
Yeah, so now
They
you
could have
throw off the
whole balance.
chemistry and everything.
If they
there.
wanted to, they could have just put Lindelof on, left Lindelof, whatever they had to do. They just could have just left everything as is at the back. Also, the players that they brought on and the players that they kept on, that was disgusting for me.
No?
Van der Beek played his heart out, bro. He got more ball retention than Fred in that game. I know I sound like a Fred hater, but it's the facts. Fred gave away way more balls than Van der Beek, and he also wasn't winning his tackles.
Yeah.
Van
And
der
someone
Beek,
like that can cost you in bigger games.
exactly. Van der Beek is not even considered a CDM by Oli, but he did more in that role.
Then
They
Fred
could
is
have
doing,
left
yeah.
him on, and they could have still brought Matic on and taken Fred off.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe you'll see that now up against Villarreal in the next game. Do you think that there's a chance of a Europa League final repeat? Or do you think Ollie's learned from his ways and he's in a...
I don't think Ollie's even focused in things like Champions Leagues and Cups, to be honest, because his decision making there compared to the Prem
Doesn't add up.
It's disgusting, bro.
No.
It's absolutely disgusting.
That's a strong choice of word though.
It's
Like
disgusting, bro. We are Man United, bro. Champions League, bro. We're supposed to go all out, bro. If you're not gonna play Ronaldo, play Cavani. I know he's injured now, but don't come with rubbish, bro. If there's no one to replace Ronaldo, you don't take Ronaldo off. It shows that you're not serious.
I always really sympathize with the manager though in terms of resting. Like I thought, you know what, he's resting Ronaldo against young boys because it's young boys. I don't mean to underestimate the team or anything, but look, on paper, your team should have beat them.
But
I don't
this
care
is
what
the
anybody
thing.
says.
People say a lot about that, like on paper. Yeah, I get that. Like our team, we are full of world
There's
class
obviously
players.
more to it. There's
But
obviously more
look
to
at
it.
Young Boys' team. Look at their setup. Tactically,
Yeah.
they were beautiful, bro. Their
I mean,
manager,
they dominated the game.
that manager knows what he's doing. That's the manager who was managing Huddersfield, if I'm not mistaken, when they were in the Premier
I'm
League.
not
He
sure,
brought
bro.
them to the Premier League,
No.
and then he left just after they got relegated. He was supposed to go to Liverpool as the assistant manager. So it shows you he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Tactically, he came there. He knew what he was doing.
And he got
Ronaldo
the
broke
job
that low block. We got the goal. We tried to sit. We should have continued to penetrate him. This is
Yeah.
what I hate about United at the moment. We score a goal, we sit. Or we wait for them to
Comfy.
score a goal against us and then we only act up. We should be playing attacking football 90 minutes or at least 60 minutes. Rest for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? So I've got a strong feeling that Ollie's going to try to maintain his second in the league. Not push for champs, maybe get to quarters or semis if we're lucky, or round of 16. But really push for the FA Cup and maybe a Carabao Cup. Which
Yeah.
it's like you know, I had this conversation with you before and I called them small cups and I insulted it because Arsenal won it. But you know what? I think I wouldn't be completely utterly disgusted if you won a cup like the FA Cup, because
You want to sell. Look, the game's about trophies. Like, come on.
But the thing is, I don't want us to just win an FA Cup like Arsenal did
And
that
then-
time,
and
and
then
then you
that's
just
it.
dip.
Yeah.
Or you beat United and you dip, or like we beat Liverpool and then look at the FA Cup, we knocked them out the FA Cup and then we dip. So what's the point? You winning a trophy, but you got nothing to show for
Yeah,
in terms of
there's
your.
no growth.
There's no
from
growth.
there.
So if we're growing and I see, okay, we're consistently pushing in the Prem and our style of football has become consistent, we're attacking all the time, we're playing with one CDM, or if we're playing a double pivot, we're playing a guy like Matic next to Pogba or McTominay next to Pogba,
Yeah.
Van der Beek next to Pogba. That is who I didn't mention there. I honestly feel if things like that start happening, we can see a change, bro.
Nice.
And then if we win a cup, I'd be happy for
Well,
it.
look, I mean, obviously tonight, at the time that we're recording this is the night that United are playing West Ham
Again.
in the Carabao Cup, and Arsenal are playing against Wimbledon. For tonight's lineup,
Yeah.
what would you do? Would you rest anybody, or do you think this is an opportunity for Oli to play these players that need to really build that working relationship together?
It's the beginning of a cup, right?
Yeah.
So most times they rest the players and they play the youth or
That's what I'm
the
saying.
more
That is
experienced players.
usually what happens. But I'm saying,
But this
what
is
would
West
you like
Ham.
to see?
You know what I'm saying? This is West Ham. They are going to play the best team because they're in the Prem. They're not.
It's a
gonna
winnable
challenge.
cup for them.
It's a winnable cup for them. So they're going to risk that resting. Like a team as United, Arsenal, the top 6 teams, the big 6 teams. We would the beginning of those phases. We will play our second or third team.
Always, bro.
And then when we come
I
to
mean,
the
was
finals,
it last season or 2 seasons ago when Klopp actually asked if Liverpool can pull out? Do you remember, Sponzi?
Carabao Cup.
Was it last season?
Yeah, it
When
was.
he literally said, "Can we just leave?"
because of injuries.
And they were like, "No." So he just played a bunch of like 16-year-olds.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
we
yes, when
literally
he
played
played-
our under 16s or
Yeah.
Yeah, he played. What's that guy? Wasn't Curtis Jones also playing in that
Yeah,
game? Right?
we
He
were
was the
playing-
captain for that
because
game.
we were playing in so
Yeah.
many competitions.
And then
at the
they
time.
gave it like a big hiding, and everyone was going, wow.
Yeah,
But it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
literally.
It was
under-
literally
7-1 or
youngsters.
something like that.
And
Like
the young
that's how
keeper played
small.
as well, right? That under 16 keeper played as well, or was it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just remember him getting like a lot of stick.
Yeah, the Carabao Cup, it never means, but and look, again, I'm all for winning a cup, and I would love to see Arsenal win a Carabao Cup. But that's what I'm saying. Is do you think it's more of a risk to play more first team players, like unnecessary risk of injury?
I don't think we have to totally give it away. We should give West Ham a run for the money and get through. Hopefully we will get to play like Wimbledon in the next round if they knock you guys out. And then we can
Never.
rest. And then we can rest
Look,
and
but
play our
I'm just
young
hoping
guys.
that we see Charlie Patino tonight for Arsenal. That's
Yeah.
my boy, bruh. Like, yo. I don't think Wimbledon will get past
If
us.
I must name a starting 11, Henderson is obviously still recovering from COVID. I'd change the keeper. I'd play Eaton, not Grant. Grant must go hold the balls up like he used to. Boards, the substitution boards. I'd play Eaton. I'd give Baye and Lindelof a chance.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're obviously going to want to play Captain Slabhead with one of them. Maybe Lindelof because, I mean, he earned his spot last season. He played well. It's not like he was bad. He had his moments. But you can't have a 80 million centre back and tell him to bench when Varane comes. And he's the captain. It's not going to happen. So I'll give Lindelof and Baye a run in this. And maybe Mengi. I'd love to see Mengi play more.
No?
But I would love to see him play with Axel when Axel comes back. Axel...
He's on loan at Villa.
He's at London Villa back there. He was there before. Right back, I'd like to see Diego Dalot. He's a very good attacking right back. I'd also like to see Teles, if Teles is available. I know he got injured in pre-season.
Oh wait,
Arsenal is a
so
great
your lineup for tonight against West Ham, Carabao
Yeah.
Cup.
So I'll continue where I left off. So Donny, I would like to see Donny in that, maybe holding alone, just to try something new, to see what he does. Similar to the Atletico Madrid setup with Koke, Saul Niguez, Correa. They've got a whole lot of mids, like who are sentiments. Is now holding mid.
Yeah.
Since Partey left, obviously. So that can work if you hold the ball well. So I'll have Donny, Mata, and I'd play Scott in the box-to-box role. If I'm not playing Scott and Fred, because this is a game that they should. That's a game they should have free reign to play.
Yeah, and it's at Old Trafford, bruh. So.
Yeah. That's a game where I'd say it's fine to play Fred and McTominay. They also need minutes. You can't just hate on Fred. Fred has his moments, but it's just that in the games where we really want to win, we
Just
can't be giving him those
doesn't.
minutes.
Yeah.
Those are the minutes Matic has to play, or Donny if Donny works out. Right wing, I want to see Greenwood, and left wing even, and then right wing I'd like to see Ahmad because he's left-footed, so invert him. Ahmad Diallo needs to play. I'm gutted that Palestri left. This is the type of game I'd like to see Palestri playing.
No?
Up front, Martial. Martial needs to get his confidence back.
Definitely, I saw rumors actually now linking him with the exit.
Yeah, I would hate to see him go because I know what potential he has.
There's a player there. Yeah.
His first season he came. The thing is, he's scattered with his consistency. First season, first game, Liverpool 2 goals. Come on, you can't say. And he came from Monaco. No hate on the Farmers League. It's very
But
hard to step up.
there's a player there, bruh.
Look, that was against a very, very weak Liverpool side.
But it's still a derby game.
Fair enough.
I
It
mean,
is a
that,
weak-
that
it is
was
a
a.
weak Liverpool
I don't even
side.
think that was a Klopp side. Even.
No, it wasn't.
That was
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers.
It was a Rodgers
Yeah, that was
side,
Rodgers.
and it was
no
Van
hate
Gaal.
on no hate on Rodgers, but
No. Rodgers is just so dope. But I'm not saying anything about that. I just know that even in those times when United and Liverpool were struggling a bit, our teams always came and they always showed up to the party. Baby, welcome to the party. You know what I'm saying? They never sat back. They went at each other. That's the beauty of United and Liverpool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We always, even if the game is boring.
Takes a seat in that
always,
game.
yeah. Even if you're playing in bad form and the game looks boring, even if it's going for a draw, none of us want to lose that game.
Yeah.
So for me, it was impressive to see him. Even with the Rashford thing, Rashford also he's not living up to his potential.
Not yet.
Not yet. But his first season, bruh, every single debut he scored against a big club. Arsenal, Premier League, you know what I mean? FA Cup, he scored in his debut.
No, he's
Champions
good.
League,
He's
he
got
scored in his
such a
debut.
high ceiling, bruh. Such a high ceiling.
Definitely.
That's also why I love the new profile of players that Arsenal are going for. You look at someone like Odegaard. He has such a high ceiling to improve. He can
We
get
don't
better
have to
and
buy
better.
these ready-mades. Arsenal and United never did that. They had at times they would, like, we bought a Cantona for the leadership or Roy King for the leadership.
Yeah. But at its core,
Yeah,
it's been about bringing up
the youth.
these players,
Or,
which I've always loved.
or players who are not maybe youth, but they unnoticed.
Always loved it, bruh.
Ole was unnoticed, became best super sub in the league at that time. But Nistelrooy, no one really wanted. He came there, boom, killed it. You know what I mean? But the spine was always experienced. That was the only experience part. You had Roy Keane and Vieira. Those were exciting
Classics,
times. Bro,
boy.
those were exciting times.
So yeah, what's your prediction? What's your prediction?
I think we're either gonna be united and like really like go out there and like freaking surprise everyone.
Yeah.
Clap them like 3-0. What we were supposed to do on the weekend.
Fair enough. Yeah, it should have been. It should
Yeah.
have been.
And or we're gonna go there and like drag out the result.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if we are rotating heavily, if we're gonna lose that game.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I think we will scrape a win or we will just like go ham
Oh yeah.
like we were supposed to on the weekend.
Alright, so that's the look. Arsenal, I think minimum 2-0. Minimum against Wimbledon. Minimum 2-0.
But
We need a win like that.
Who do you guys think is gonna start? But this is what I hate about this thing, right?
We're probably gonna throw in Lacazette and we're gonna give
Laka.
maybe Al Neni returns. He's back now from COVID or something. I don't know what his injury was.
And then he made a big turnaround in his career last season.
Look, he's the most 5 out of 10 player you'll ever come across, in my
He's
opinion.
consistent.
He's consistently average. He's consistently what you need him to do is. But again, like, I don't mind. They're not my favorite, but I don't mind players
But
like
you
that.
need those players. In
Yeah.
the team. You need those.
And he
guys.
loves the club. That much you know. Like, so I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. Yeah.
He's
So
a Lingard.
I think what?
Do you think he's like a Lingard?
El Nini. I think he wishes he was like a Lingard, bro.
Do you really rate Lingard that high?
It's not that I rate him that high. I just think
Dan James.
I
Dan James.
Oh, I love Dan.
I
James,
don't like
bro.
Dan James.
I love Dan James.
I'm so happy that man left.
Dan James is my
I
boy.
love him now and I love the prospect of him. And it's like the story behind it. He always wanted to come to United.
Yeah.
His dad was a United fan. His dad passed away just before he came. So the story is beautiful. And also the money we paid. That was one of our best signings in recent years. 15 mil, young guy. He came first few games, boom, he tore it up.
Exciting.
He scored against Chelsea. First game.
English.
You know, it's nice to see those young British players from lower leagues come back into our clubs. And I mean, we swiped that deal from Leeds, but it wasn't working out for him. We United, bro. We always gonna play teams with low block. They're always gonna sit back. You need space, bro. And I think Leeds play a very expensive brand of football. That man can lose 7-0. He will still play that expensive brand of football.
Yeah.
So I think the move was good for James, but
I think so as well, and I'm excited to see him. I'm definitely excited to see him play more under Bielsa. I think that obviously Bielsa has his clout for good reason. So let's see what he can do with the boy. But I think there's a player there for sure. But I also
Just the
think that
finishing product needs to be
the move is good for all parties. For Leeds, for Dan, for United, it was
we
good
made
for all
profit,
parties.
bro. We paid.
Yeah.
They paid us more than what we paid for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
They paid 30 mil for him. We paid like 17.5 for Ronaldo.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. It's crazy. So yeah. Back to Premier League business. This weekend at Old Trafford, Man United versus Aston Villa.
Yeah.
How you feel?
The Lions have a great coach. They always come at us, but I think it's going to be a bit difficult for them because they don't have Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish was a big part of that squad. I'm excited to see what they can do with Ings. Ings is a great player, great leader. Even though he played for those
Leon
Scousers.
Bailey also. I like Leon Bailey, bro.
I love Bailey. You know, Bailey was a player that we were going to go for if we didn't go for Sancho a few years ago. But 3 seasons ago, we were actually spotting him.
Yeah.
And I love that guy. Like in terms of the prospect and the potential he has. I love players like that, man. You know, young cats that take on a challenge in the Prem, and you can see the ceiling is high. So Leon Bailey is going to be a very interesting player to watch. I watched them a bit last weekend, Aston Villa. They were struggling. They really struggled to find their feet. I think it was Palace they played against.
Possibly.
Palace, I think they lost.
Look,
3-0.
the last game of Villas that I watched was when they gave Everton that hiding.
So I think their coach knows what he's doing with that team. It's just gonna be interesting to see what they can do without a guy with a big match temperament like Jack Grealish, because
Like
that's very
Grealish, yeah.
important when you're playing against
Yeah.
teams like United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. You know, that big match temperament is a big thing. People say, it's just your team is big on paper, but bruh, if you're a player
It
and
makes
you
a
know you're
difference.
playing against Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, and you must go stand there, bruh, you're gonna pop, bruh. You're
It
gonna
makes a
feel
difference
it.
having a player with that capacity to
Push,
bring
exactly.
that. You know what I mean?
So-
And yeah, Grealish was a homegrown boy, like it was in him. Yeah.
I feel we can beat Villa, but it's gonna be another scraper.
No.
Unless we're gonna play our full first team. If those injuries, those players who are injured and those injuries start to subside, but it's a bit frustrating
No.
because this happened last season as well. We're starting off without important players. I mean, we took a huge dip. We lost to Spurs. We shouldn't have lost like that. It's just frustrating to not see your first starting 11. Because one thing Fergie always used to do is the first 5 games, he played his first starting 11, and then he would adjust based on where he sees, bad patterns.
Yeah.
But the mainstay was always the goalkeeper and the centre backs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a bit frustrating. At least we had our goalkeeper and our centre backs. Nice to see Dave saving us again. Dave really
Brilliant.
saves. Oh, bruh. It's nice to see him back to his old ways.
Yeah. I think you shall win it as well, yeah. I think you shall probably get that win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 2-0.
Probably. I think, yeah, it's probably on the cards. Look, you guys haven't won like convincingly yet this season, but I think the pieces are coming together.
Yeah.
Obviously, North London derby this weekend.
Yeah, Spurs Arsenal.
I fancy Arsenal's chances. Naturally, going into a North London derby, I would.
Yeah, I just don't think Nuno's finding his feet there.
And he can keep missing. He can keep losing those feet until after this game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy. I like Nuno.
Yeah.
So I'm very torn because like obviously it's Spurs, but
Yeah.
I like Nuno.
I actually thought Nuno would end up at Arsenal if he didn't get the Everton job. If, Mikel didn't get that job. Or if
Yeah,
Mikel
look,
got
I mean,
sacked.
anything was possible. But look, I'm happy with Arteta. I am very happy with Arteta, contrary to popular belief. I think that Arteta has a lot going for him, and I think that this new blood that he's injecting into the team is what we needed. I'm actually quite excited to see them play their first North London derby.
Yeah.
Because, look, normally you'd have your people like Bellerin who you can rely on, who really are going to come through with that spirit, you know what I mean? But, I mean, now you look at that team. At right back, you've got Takehiro Tomiyasu.
Great
You've
player,
got
great
Ben
signing.
White. You've got Gabriel. Okay, he's used to the North London derbies now, but he's still new, you know. You've got
Tierney,
Sambi Lokonga.
don't sleep on Tierney,
I love
though.
Tierney. No, I'm just speaking about the new boys, man. You
Oh.
know what I mean? Tierney's first North London derby, he acted like he was one of the bloody Hale-in graduates, but he had so much passion.
Tierney's brilliant.
So I'm excited to see a North London derby with fresh faces. You know what I mean? I think it adds a little bit more
I
excitement
think
to it for me.
that's where I will say Arteta, you know what, people can say what about Arteta and Oli? They know the club. They know the background of the club.
Yeah.
So you can see he's injecting that old way.
And
you know?
it means something.
He's got Partey, that's kind of like a Vieira, physical, strong leader.
Love that
more
man.
mature.
Bro. Love that man.
The centre-back partnership, young. Goalkeeper.
Everyone, I think like the average Arsenal age, like of that first team, the
Probably like
average age is
24,
like
25.
24 or something like
And
that.
that's the old Arsenal, bro. Think about it. So they inject.
Yeah, bruh.
he's injecting that into the team. You can see he's got a lethal striker. You know, Laka he slept on, bro. Like
No, I love Lacazette.
I
I think he
love
suits
Lacazette.
our style of play more than Aubameyang does.
Yeah.
But Aubameyang, bruh, when he finds his form,
he does it. He kills
good
it.
lord, bruh.
Bro, I won't lie. I thought Aubameyang was gonna come to us that season when he went to you guys. Even the Laka signing, I thought he would have come to us because we were lacking in striking. We were lacking that season.
Nah, dude, look, this derby, I haven't been excited about a derby like this in a
Yeah.
long time,
Look, I have to go home to a Spurs uncle, so I'm not gonna say you guys are gonna win 3-0.
But
But I think you guys are going to give him a run for his money. Because
There we
Nuno's
go.
playing the same thing Jose was playing. Spurs fans were just really hyping him because he
Yeah.
got 3 wins in a row, unbeaten,
Yeah.
first month of the season. But he was doing the same thing, sitting back, not looking convincing,
Yeah.
scoring a goal, sitting back again. You can't do that against Chelsea. Look at the game against Chelsea. They had so many
nah, it was
chances in
bad.
the start of the
It was
half.
bad, eh?
First
Chelsea.
half, Chelsea just took their chances. That's all they did.
Chelsea was, when I was watching the highlights, I was just like, oh, it was, all the highlights was just Chelsea. It was all Chelsea, bro.
But if you actually watch the game, you will see that Tottenham actually dominated the
Nah.
first half.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
hopefully we
yeah,
don't see
Tottenham
that.
started very well.
They started very well.
If they had to score when they
When
were
they
dominated,
had the chances.
and then sit back, would have been a completely different
It would have
game.
been different because you know Tottenham once they score, they can defend the lead. But after Regulon doesn't look confident. Doherty's not playing. I don't understand how Doherty cannot play in the system if Doherty comes from, Wolves' blood. How can you not play that man?
With Nuno. Yeah, but look, let's see how it goes. I hope that it's Arsenal fucking dominating performance for them naturally. But I am confident going into it. You're confident going into the Aston Villa game.
Obviously.
I think that's a very positive note to close on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your shorts, for sharing your thoughts and your opinions. I wish you and your team all the best. Regrettably, I wish United all the best. But yeah, look, we have this banter all the time, especially you and me.
Yeah. And
But there's always there's a layer of respect there.
Yeah.
Like there's a layer of respect. There's a thin layer.
Even though you get more sensitive than I do. Because I know how to push your buttons.
Yes, sis, eh? Yes.
But
sis,
I don't mean any harm, bro.
Oh God, yeah. I'm hoping that when it's Arsenal United, I hope that our teams are both in a position to make for an exciting game.
Yeah, and that they both look convincing. Yeah.
Bruh.
Rani to score a hat-trick. Sue!
Only for Bombing gets one as well. That's the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe. We do upload videos weekly. His name is Caleb Stevens. He supports Manchester United. That's Cristiano Ronaldo. We got Spons on audio. Thank you, Spons.
You're welcome.
Next
Hi,
week
guys.
you will have learned how to use the internet.
It's just a bit of a speed thing. Yeah, get me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, bro. It's really a great opportunity.
Bro, it was dope. It was dope having you on the show. I didn't expect to have you on the show so early.
Yeah.
I was glad that it kind of lined up like nicely, especially with everything that happened over the past weekend with you guys' games. I knew you'd have some strong views on it. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. And goodbye.